All right, and joining me now is Michael Gagan, political analyst. Michael, thank you for being here. BC has smashed advanced voting records, 1 million people. Beyond the convenience, what factors are at play when it comes to voter turnout and engagement?
Well, usually strong advanced voter turnout means that people are getting ready to change governments. It means there's a lot of incentive for people to get out the vote. But as you said, I think convenience, wanting to avoid lineups at the polls has also been a factor. And this has been a very difficult race to interpret because, first of all, we've had some polls that have showed the Conservatives consistently ahead. We've had some that showed the NDP ahead. And then we've had some that have shown them in a tie situation. So the outcome of this election, it's going to go down to the wire. It's a real nail biter.
What issues are top of mind for British Columbians? What have been the main themes of this election?
Well, I mean, there's been all kinds of themes. The Premier, Evie, has been banging on about, trying to portray John Rustad as a scary individual with a scary agenda. And then meanwhile, John Rustad has been pointing to, the fairly obvious failures of the government in terms of healthcare access, affordable housing, and the like. So in essence, you've had an opposition leader who's running on Evie's record. And then you have the incumbent government sort of running and trying to say that, hey, we may be not that great, but the alternative is worse. So it'll be interesting to see what message resonates more with voters.
Now, there has been some controversy during this campaign with leaked documents and crackpot conspiracy theories. Could that affect what happens at the polls?
Well, again, that's part of the, how's this going to turn out, right? Because, of course, there has been some misinterpretation of the so-called crackpot theories in that I know there was a First Nations candidate up north running for the Conservatives, and it was spun by Evie and a lot of the media that he was saying that the COVID shots gave you AIDS. What he actually said was it gives you VAIDS, which is sort of a dramatic way of saying it gives you vaccine-acquired immune deficiency, which was just simply a grandiose way of saying, hey, there's evidence to suggest the COVID-19 vaccine damages your immune system. So, again, it's sort of poor terminology. It's sort of what became trendy in that community of people who have been critical of the COVID-19 vaccine. So that terminology, as well as like Nuremberg 2.0, that certainly captured the attention of Evie and some of the media.
Now, voting closes at 8 p.m. Pacific time tonight, but the results should be in early. Any sense of who might win? What are you anticipating?
Well, what I'm anticipating is that both the Conservatives, the NDP, and the Green leaders are all going to be on the edge of their seats. Why? Because, for example, if we end up where there's essentially a tie in terms of seats and the Greens still elect a couple of MLAs, they could hold the balance of power. Now, in that scenario, we end up with an NDP minority government and probably a Green party that insists that they keep the BC carbon tax in place. On the other hand, we could have an NDP majority. On the other hand, we could have a Conservative majority. So again, this is one where everyone's going to be on the edge of their seats.
All right, Michael, we'll have to leave it there. Thanks so much for spending some time with us today.
Thank you.
That's